Hey, welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. This story right here, listen, uh, man, we live in a world of weird people, okay? Um, could you imagine being in a relationship where you did not do all you could to keep your man moved on and leveled up and got somebody and got married to that somebody? I'm speaking to the ladies, got married to somebody, and now you want to destroy that man's life, but you will go through any means possible to do it. This is kind of like the backstory to this story right here. Anyways, let's get into the real details of the story and you decide for yourself. So, news headlines broke yesterday that a Florida woman, Florida, I'm in the state of Florida, so this is right up my line. A Florida woman posed as a ICE agent to kidnap the wife of her ex-boyfriend from work. Her boyfriend moved on with his life, dropped her to the curb. She can't get over it. She's stalking the boyfriend. The boyfriend's moving on. The boyfriend's showing his new life on Instagram and whatever else social media. She's stalking. She's seen a nice wedding. She found out where the wife works at and starts doing her own investigation on the wife and found out that the wife is from the Caribbean, and the wife, as we've been told, she's from the Caribbean. We're not sure if she's Jamaican. We were actually told she is Jamaican, but I will say she's from the Caribbean because I'm not sure if she is Jamaican. If she is or isn't, I'm leaving the platform open for her to call so she can or contact us and correct that piece of information. However, we were told that she is from the Caribbean. So the wife is from the Caribbean. He got him a nice little Caribbean thing and got married and settled in, and she's working on her papers. And ex-girlfriend now is mad because she like, I was with you. I did my best with you. How come you didn't marry me? Right? This woman thought up a plan. Right now, the immigration situation in the United States of America, it's not a pretty sight for people who are not straight in the country, as in you don't have your right paperwork, right? Or you're going through your case, you're waiting on ICE, or not ICE, but you're waiting on the immigration people to call you in for your date in court. You got your fingers crossed, you're nervous, you're hoping you're not one of them that's going to be rejected and sent back to where you're coming from. The goal is to get a green card, right? So everybody is on edge and nervous right now, right? A Florida woman decides that she would pose as a U.S. Immigration and Customs officer, that's an ICE agent, and she kidnapped her ex-boyfriend's wife from her job. This is according to the Florida Sheriff's Department. She showed up to the lady's job wearing a black shirt with the word ICE printed on the front of the shirt. Now, I don't know if she went to a local printing press and had them print the word ICE on the front of a shirt, but I don't think ICE shirts are sold at any store anywhere, right? So she put a lot of thought into this. So walk with the story. She shows up at this woman's job wearing a black shirt with the word ICE printed on the black shirt in bold white letters. Her name is LaTrance Battle. She's 52 years old. And she went to the woman's workplace. She works at a hotel, at one of the hotel chains on April 10th of 2025, just right here. She was wearing a black shirt with ICE printed on the front of it, according to the Bay County Sheriff's Office. Battle, who had a handheld radio to match her outfit, and her badge, she flashed a sheriff's office business card and told the woman that she is a ICE agent and the woman needed to leave with her. This is what the Broward County Sheriff Office said. She approached the woman, got her radio walkie-talkie in hand. Her shirt says ICE on it, Everything looks official. You know, the shirt is tucked into the pants. You know, looks uniform. Hey, I'm an agent, and you need to come this way with me. Now, the lady is at her job. The lady is like, damn, my case is being worked out in the immigration office. I guess they came for me then. So she didn't want to be rude or disrespectful or try to fight it or whatever. So she told her boss at work, she said, this is the immigration agents, and you know, my case is being worked out, so I have to go with them. So the boss said, okay, go handle your business. Due to being in fear, the victim got in a vehicle with Battles and went willingly with LaTrance Battles, the sheriff office said. So she got the woman off her job, put her in the back of her car, and she went. Now, the victim confirmed that she genuinely felt as if LaTrance was a ICE agent at the time when she showed up at her job, and that she also revealed to news media houses that she was in the process of becoming a legal United States resident. She's one of those people who came through and then, you know, filed, and her paperwork is being worked out. But in the meantime, she has legal authority to work and pay taxes while, because the court system is backed up immigration wise, and everything is stalled or moving at slow motion. So she's waiting for her turn to get her day in court and hear if she will be a permanent resident or she'll be sent back to her country. More than likely, she is in good standing. She'll get her paperwork straight. However, she thought, okay, it's ICE. I have to go with them. So she is complying with the law. So as Battles, the ex-girlfriend, drove off, the woman said she started speaking in her handheld radio. 10-4, 10-4, suspect is in custody, heading your way right now. Have an agent there to meet us there when we arrive. And which the the victim said, because she kept speaking into this radio and she was speaking in codes and whatnot, she believed that she was actually being taken by a legitimate ICE agent, and she was speaking with other ICE agents on the radio, telling them that she is en route to their location. She picked up the individual. The kidnapped woman said to the authorities, according to the Miami Herald. The story was printed in the Miami Herald. It's in Yahoo News. It's in Fox News. It's in all major news houses. Okay? Now, during the ride, she's in the back of the car. This woman is up front. She's driving. She's speaking into the walkie-talkie. She has her ICE uniform on. The woman said she took out her cell phone and she tried calling her husband. And she tried calling her lawyer. And the woman turned around and forcefully snatched the phone from her hand. This is what's written in her arrest affidavit. She snatched the phone out of the lady's hand. You don't get a phone call right now. You'll get your moment to get your one phone call, she said. You will get your moment to get your one phone call. You don't get a phone call right now. So the woman says she became suspicious when they arrived at the Bridge Plaza apartment complex. She's like, what are we doing at an apartment complex? Aren't we supposed to be going to an ICE facility? She arrived at the Bridge Plaza apartment complex where the ex-girlfriend, Battle, said that there are additional ICE agents waiting for us inside of one of these apartments in the building. The victim said at this moment she suspected that something was seriously wrong because LaTrance, or the ex-girlfriend, told her that they were actually going to the sheriff's office when she arrested her first. Now, as LaTrance went inside the apartment, she left the victim there. She said, stay right here. I'll be right back. I'm going to go see where the other agents are. And she said as she left and she went into the apartment, the victim opened the car door, ran. she fled. And while she was running, she actually hid behind some cars, and she saw a individual who is someone that lives in one of those apartments, and she was asking him for help. Help me, man, help me, I got kidnapped. And the man was like, "What? You got kidnapped? What's happening?" And he's like, she told him the situation quickly. This woman came and she told me she was an ICE agent, but I end up at this apartment and I don't think she's a real ICE agent. So the man helped her to hide behind some vehicles and used his cell phone to get real law enforcement involved. The woman told deputies that she hid behind a neighbor's car. So when the ex-girlfriend now came back out of the building after pretending that she went in there to go speak to other ICE agents, when she came back out of the building, she saw the neighbor, and she asked that same neighbor that had helped the woman to hide, the woman she just kidnapped to hide behind a car. She saw him and she asked him, "Hey, have you seen a woman running around out here?" Was her exact words from the affidavit, right? The neighbor told deputies that she came out the building just like the woman said, and I was standing there and she asked me, "Have I seen a woman running around out here?" And I said, "No." Battles told the neighbor that she took the woman's phone. She said, "Yeah, I took her phone. I just arrested her. I'm an ICE agent and she is an illegal immigrant, and I took her phone. She knows what she did. She knows what she did." Now, mind you, this woman was trying to call her attorney and she was trying to call her husband. So she prevented her from calling anybody for help by taking her phone. The neighbor let the kidnapped woman into his apartment until law enforcement officers arrived, and she hid in there. Lucky for her, he was a good person, because if he wasn't, you could imagine how this could have went wrong, right? She's running for her life from somebody who just kidnapped her, who she suspects is not a real ICE agent. And here's a guy who say, "Hide in my apartment until the police gets here. I don't want that crazy woman finding you." And then he could have had her in that apartment doing things to her, and she might never be heard from again. But she ran into a good Samaritan, and a good Samaritan said, "Hide here. I'm calling the police. When they get here, we'll tell them everything." So she hid in that apartment, and they were able to call law enforcement, and he allowed her to use his phone to call her husband. And it was during that phone call the husband was like, "Wait, what does the ICE agent look like?" And she described the ICE agent to her husband. The husband said, "Yo, that description you just gave me sound like my ex-girlfriend." It sounds like my ex-girlfriend who had shown up to my workplace 2 years earlier and attacked me, prompting him to file a restraining order against her, according to the Miami Herald. So apparently she's been stalking this ex-boyfriend for years. Even 2 years ago, she showed up to his workplace and assaulted him, and he had to take out a protection order against her. And she's been stalking his life, figuring out, okay, he's moving on, he's getting married. Let me see who he get married to. Let me go find her profile. Let me see where she works at. People will track you based on the things that you put on social media, and it's not very hard to do. You have to be very careful. One of the things that I learned quickly, which I can pass along in this video, some of you might remember this. I took a picture of my house and I just wanted to motivate some people. So I was like, yeah, I bought a beautiful house, and here's a picture of it. And I just took a picture of the front of the house. Within minutes of putting that front of the house picture in a vlog video and posting it to YouTube, one of my subscribers called me on my business line and said, "SouFLo, I can tell you your exact address. and he said my exact address. And I got paranoid. He was like, I said, how do you know my exact address? He said, listen, you just put a video up, right? A vlog video about your new house, right? I said, yes. He said, okay, well, all I did was, and y'all better listen up for this. He said, all I did was I took the still pic of the front picture of your house and I put it into Google search, picture search engine. And that is what came up. I know how much you paid for the house. I know where your house is located. I know how long it was on the market before you bought it. I know what's in the back of you. I know how all around your house look like. I know what's inside of your house because it's the real estate stuff pops up. So it gives a interior view of your house and everything. And I was like, damn. And he said, listen, man, I've been following you for like 7 years. Okay. And I don't even live in your state. I don't have any bad intentions toward you, but there are people out here who might. So do yourself a favor and go edit that video and take that out right now. Could I tell you, I had never taken down a video so fast. I took that video down immediately. Immediately. Then I started searching to see where else I had put up anything else pertaining to where I live. You know, I mean, it's easy nowadays to actually locate people. People put most of their life on social media. You know, if you put your wife up there, your wife got to be careful how she posts on social media. It might not be you. It might be your wife or your husband. It might be your children. Your children might just be taking pictures and posting it to their social media. You posted your children to your social media because everybody is proud of their kids and you're showing your children off. All these people do, if they're really stalking you, they look through your pictures, they see your wife, they go looking for her accounts. They look through her pictures, they see the children, they go looking for the children's accounts. They find the children's account, they go through their pictures, they start seeing pictures of your house. They take these pictures, they put them in a search engine. The pictures start giving direction and location. Before you know it, they can show up at your door. So that's a warning for all of y'all. Anyways, back to this story though. So she's been stalking her ex-boyfriend for years. That's crazy. So the neighbors, thank God for the neighbors, the neighbor that was there who allowed her to hide from behind the car. He told her, stay behind this car right here. Let me see the woman that came out, that's coming out. And when she came out, she was the same woman who she had told him about. And the woman was asking him, you see the woman running around here? She just escaped from my car. I'm an ICE agent and I was supposed to take her in. She's an illegal immigrant. You know, so the man said, nah, I haven't seen her. And took the woman, put her in his apartment, had her use his phone, call law enforcement, call her husband, and her husband said, describe the person to me. And she did. And the husband said, that sounds like my ex-girlfriend. Now, Battle, the name of the ex-girlfriend who did the kidnapping, she was arrested on her way to Alabama because she was fleeing Florida after what she had done. She messed up. I don't know what plans she had for this wife. She probably was going to take her somewhere and kill her or something. You never know. Or have somebody kill her. You never know. Right? So she escaped. Luckily, she was adding one and one together. She should have never left her job, but she was scared, thinking she's obeying the law. So after she messed this up, she decided to flee Florida and head for the hills. And she goes running to Alabama, but law enforcement had already set up a perimeter and they caught her as she was fleeing Florida, heading to Alabama. She was charged with kidnapping in commission of a felony. She was charged with robbery by sudden snatching. She was charged with impersonating a law enforcement officer in the commission of a felony. And she was also charged with felony violation of probation. All that for one man who you've been stalking for that long and just could not get over the fact that he moved on with his life a couple of years now, found him a actual wife, not a girlfriend, and they're doing pretty well. Look, Her charges in the state of Florida: impersonated a federal agent, that's 3 to 5 years, right? Impersonated a federal agent in the commission of a crime naturally carries a lot more years. Let's talk about that kidnapping charge, though. I told this story before, a real story. There was a young man who went and broke into a house, and he broke into the house, did a home invasion with with two other guys. And when because they were told that there was a lot of drugs and cash in this house, and they thought, "Oh, we gangster. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break in the house, take the drugs and the cash. Drug dealers can't complain to the cops that their drugs got stolen." So they were expecting to go in that house and see kilos of cocaine, pounds of weed, and whole lots of cash and stuff. Instead, when they broke into the house, they saw a woman sitting in her living room doing her daughter's hair. The woman was pistol whipped, beaten, tortured, trying to find out where's the drugs, where's the money. She didn't know anything they were talking about, right? One of them decided to take the woman from the living room down the hallway and into the back bedroom, where he was going to do whatever, scare her or whatever, into telling him where the drugs and the money and whatever was. Well, long story short, they all got caught. They all went to prison. The guys who stayed in the front of the house, they got about 10 years to 15 years. They did their time, got out with good behavior and whatever else. And he who took her to the back of the house got hit with the same charges. So he got the same time they got, but he got an additional life in prison for kidnapping charge. So he has a 25-year sentence on top of his 10 to 15. And he was trying to appeal it. So he was speaking out to news media saying, "This isn't cool, man. We did the same time. Why they chose me to give me that much time? Just because I walked the woman down to the back hall." But that prompted me to go look up the kidnapping laws and how kidnapping is described. And in the state of Florida, kidnapping is if you move somebody within 5 to 7 feet or something like that, within a couple of feet against their will, it's called kidnapping. You don't even have to leave the room with a person to be charged with kidnapping. If you move them from here to there against their will, it is considered kidnapping. And kidnapping carries a life imprisonment at a max charge. If they hit you with the max, right? But anywhere up to life imprisonment could be the amount of time. So this woman right here, she's looking at a whole lot of time in prison for what she just did. And when I say a whole lot of time, I mean a whole lot of time. Again, she's been charged with kidnapping in commission of a felony. That's one. Robbery by sudden snatching. That's two. Impersonating a law enforcement officer in the commission of a felony. That's three. And felony violation of probation. That's four. Apparently, she was also on probation. Going to prison for sure. You can't make this up. Listen, leave your comments in the comment section below. And for those of you out there who you're going through your immigration situation, listen, be careful of who's coming around you, because of lately, there's actually been a flare up of people who have been going knocking on people's doors, taking advantage of migrants and immigrants, claiming to be ICE agents. People are opening their doors for them only to be tied up and robbed, or to be kidnapped and held hostage, where their family has to pay money to get them back, because these people are not actually real ICE agents. So be careful out there. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace.